Well, good afternoon, everybody, and it's been a gorgeous day here at the North American Bear Center. One of the best days we've had here in a few. It's maybe 70 degrees or so, extremely light breeze, nice sunny sky, and white fluffy clouds. For those of you here at the North American Bear Center, this is a worldwide podcast. And we have people all around the world listening. And we have one really important person. It's called the PTZ driver, or the Pan, Tilt, and Zoom Camera Driver. PTZ driver, Lucky's at the rock den. Looks like he's going to take something up into the woods. Well, Lucky's known for doing what he's doing right now. Taking his toy into the woods. PTZ driver, he's at the High Falls. Lucky just took his toy right into the woods behind the High Falls, and we will be retrieving it at some point, but not today. I want to tell you about the PTZ driver. That is a person somewhere worldwide actually focusing the camera on where the bears are. And the only way he or she can do that is if I tell them where they are. That particular camera can focus all the way to the far left, all the way to the far right, as well as right where Lucky went into the woods. As I said, he grabbed that, what we call a donut, or a circle, or a tire, whatever you want to call it. It's made out of extremely hard plastic, and it has a couple holes in it. And now he's more than likely going to sit it in the woods, and he's going to do exactly what our female bear is doing to the far right. Honey Bear is toward the food shed, and she is working on what we call a cube or a block. Lucky has also tried to move that, but he's not been very successful. And let me tell you why we do this. Both the donut, although Lucky spoofed us today, I have to say, I have never seen Lucky grab the donut the way he did today. I now know he can get his mouth around it. Lucky Bear! I can see Lucky coming. PTZ driver, go to the High Falls. PTZ driver, Lucky's coming from the High Falls. He's coming back. Let me tell you a little bit about Lucky. I'm quite surprised he's coming back. Usually when he takes his toys in the woods, that's the end of it for at least an hour. But he's coming back, so this is fabulous. He's a 7-year-old neutered male. He was an orphan cub in the state of Wisconsin. And he was taken to a rescue facility. And we got him at the age of 7 months. Yep, that's 7 months, back in 2007. And he weighed back then at about 20 pounds. Right now he weighs in at about 330 pounds. And one of his personality traits is that he is curious. Honey Bear, facing toward the food shed for the PTZ driver. And again for the PTZ driver, Lucky Bear is at the rock den. Honey Bear is our 18-year-old female, and she's a cinnamon phase black bear. So is she a black bear? Yes, she is just as much a black bear as Lucky. She's just not black. I've been asked, will she ever be black? Nope. She's always going to be that nice cinnamon color, and it's one of a couple of colors that black bears can be. In the state of Minnesota, roughly 4 to 5% of the black bears are cinnamon color. Honey's history is a little bit different than Lucky's. Honey was born on a game farm. She has never known the likes of the wild. She's always been in captivity, and she has never had cubs. One of her interesting personality traits is she much prefers to be alone. She's really not all that interested in hanging out with the other bears. And she has never had cubs. She has rejected both of the males that reside in the North American Bear Center. We do have Ted Bear here, who's a 17-year-old male. He is not out right now. He is in his small enclosure, and by small enclosure I mean something approximately the size of a two-car garage. He's resting up a little bit. He's had a flare of little arthritic issues in his front legs. So under veterinary care, we are resting him a little bit, but he's doing well. PTZ driver, we have Lucky at the pat tree, and we have Honey Bear toward the food shed. Our little ambassador bear, her name is Holly Bear, and I don't really know where Miss Holly Bear is. I'm looking at the white pine, and I don't see her, and I'll just tell everybody here at the Bear Center what I'm looking at. On the far left of the enclosure, so if you're on the deck you'd have to look left, it's the tallest tree on the left with a forked top, and actually it's dead. The top of it is dead. The bottom third is still alive. It is an old white pine. White pines are a favorite of black bear cubs and yearlings as well, and in fact Lucky still climbs today. Lucky Bear, who's right out here, right in front of the viewing area, he was up in that white pine just a few days ago. And Holly Bear, our little yearling who has not found her way down here yet, has also taken refuge in that white pine. It was Lucky's cub tree, the tree that he sat in for many, many hours when he was a cub and a yearling, and still will pick a branch or two to sit in on. Even this year he's been up there a number of times. We've also seen him, Lucky, and Holly Bear both in the white pine at the same time on different branches. And actually Holly Bear was attempting to play. Yeah, it kind of made me nervous looking at both bears sitting in that white pine playing all at the same time, and no, neither of them fell out. We now have Lucky at the scale, and for those of you here at the Bear Center, yep, that little box, that three-sided box, is a scale. That's how we weigh bears. They get a few treats if they go on the scale, and all they have to have is 4 paws on the scale, and hopefully they don't wiggle too much. We actually can get a reasonably accurate weight on them, within a pound or two. Since we are their major food givers and caregivers, it's important that we keep track of their weight. We don't want to feed them too much, but also we don't want to feed them too little. And that's a good point. What do we feed our bears? Well, black bears are omnivores, so they don't really eat much meat. The protein sources here, PTZ driver Holly Bear has just come out. She is between Honey and Lucky, just slightly about 20 feet from Honey Bear. She might be able to be seen by the camera. Holly Bear is a little hesitant to come out because Honey Bear is there. And what does that mean? Honey Bear is a female, and Honey Bear has treed Holly Bear numerous times, and that's the way it is in the wild. It's a matriarchal society, and older females will definitely tree younger females to make sure they understand who the boss is. Holly Bear right now might be about 20 feet from Honey, and she's kind of skirting around her. She's watching Honey, but she's also trying to eat. And Honey is actually being quite tolerant, more tolerant than I've seen. Holly is stepping pretty carefully. Her ears are back. And Holly Bear's mom number 2 is on the scene. That's Sharon, for those of you that follow the lives of Ted, Lucky, Honey, and Holly. I'm at the opposite end of the deck. Not really sure if Sharon called Holly or not. But if she did, Holly Bear knows Sharon's voice. And why do I say Sharon's mom number 2? Well, there are 2 individuals here at the North American Bear Center that Holly has been comfortable with and has grown to be to trust as, shall we say, surrogate mothers. And one of them is Sharon. We have worked to integrate Holly into the 2.5 acres here since about the 1st of June. Holly came out of hibernation in early April. But she had a skin condition that we had some concerns about, and she was under veterinary care for the month of May. So she did not have the opportunity to come out here and explore the 2.5 acres. Holly arrived here in late December when we had about 3 feet of snow on the ground, and our goal when she came here was to get her to hibernate. And she did that within about a week or 2 of arrival. And so since about the 1st of June, we have been working to integrate little Holly into the rest of the enclosure with the other bears. Holly came to us from the state of Arkansas. She's born of a wild mother, orphaned as a cub from a wildfire that separated her and her mother. And she was raised in a family environment in Arkansas, and that you can't do that without permits and all that kind of stuff. And so the authorities took her away and sent her to a facility, a rehab facility, that deemed her not releasable. Both her and Lucky had the same, really the same situation. Lucky was separated from his mother, only he came from Wisconsin. He also went to a rehab facility and deemed non-releasable. And they both have found the North American Bear Center as their forever home. What you're seeing right now is 3 bears eating in a pretty relaxed way. But if you kind of watch what's happened, the little Holly has positioned herself really away from Honey. And this has happened before. Lucky has positioned himself between Honey and Holly. We have noticed this the last couple days that somehow Lucky is positioning himself between the 2 females, or maybe Holly is positioning herself on the other side of Lucky. We're really not sure, but it seems like it's been turning out that way. And just a little more watching, I think we'll be able to tell a little bit more here in a few weeks. But Holly and Lucky are the 2 that have developed a play relationship and some kind of friendship. And we have noticed that Lucky has been very gentle with Holly. When they do play, as you can tell, he's much larger than her. And of course, could really do harm to her if he wanted. But he's been extremely gentle and also very patient. For those of you here at the North American Bear Center, you may look at little Holly and you see some brown hair down her spine yet and on her front shoulders and between her ears. Well, that brown hair really is her winter coat, and that's the last of her winter coat that has yet to shed. Otherwise, little Holly Bear is going to be a black bear. And if you look very closely at Lucky Bear, and you have to look closely, especially for those of you here at the Bear Center, if the light is correct, the sun shines on Lucky correctly, you'll see some tufts of brown hair in Lucky as well, on his hindquarters and his shoulders. A little harder to see, but he is also shedding. And when the bears shed, their coat really lays down very nicely and it gets very smooth and very sleek. So we have Lucky shedding his winter coat as well. Honey Bear, on the other hand, she really sheds, and it's very, very noticeable with her. If you look at Honey's legs, her legs are dark brown. And if you look at her spine, it's really much lighter. A couple shades lighter, actually. All that light fur on her spine is from, again, last winter, and that's all going to shed off. In about 4 to 6 weeks, Honey Bear, our cinnamon-faced bear, is going to look extremely shaggy, and you almost want to take a hairbrush and pull it out. But we don't. Walking across and through these 2.5 acres, these balsam trees and all the bushes around here actually is nature's hairbrush. As they walk through the bushes and trees, it plucks out the hair. And another way the hair comes out is in the pond. Especially with Honey, when she goes into the pond here in another month or so, you might see tufts of hair floating in the pond. I want to thank all of you folks here coming to the North American Bear Center today on this just absolutely gorgeous day. The humidity's low. It's just a very comfortable day, and for one of the first days I haven't been bit by a mosquito or a black fly. For those of you that are out in the virtual world listening to me, the mosquitoes actually are pretty good today, and so are the black flies. I especially want to thank our volunteers today that have helped make these worldwide podcasts possible. We broadcast twice a day worldwide, and it could never be done without the help of the volunteers, and most especially our PTZ driver. And PTZ driver, we have Lucky by the scale, and little Holly moving, well, somewhat toward the food shed and away from the block. We couldn't make it happen without the PTZ driver diligently panning, tilting, and zooming the camera to where the action is, so our people across the globe can learn about black bears even though they may never get to Ely, Minnesota. If you don't know, we're open 9 to 7 every day from now until after Labor Day. And we have worldwide broadcasts at 11 and at 4 every day. For those of you here at the North American Bear Center, your admissions ticket is a day pass. You can come and go as many times as you would like until 7 o'clock. We have over 60 videos in our exhibit hall, as well as the BBC documentaries that were created and filmed here in the Ely area, one in 2010 and the other one in 2012. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll be back on mic and worldwide again tomorrow. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. We will not be back on mic tomorrow. Let me make that an announcement. I'm glad I remembered. Tomorrow is Thursday. We will be putting the bears in their small pens tonight. We will be expanding Ted Bear's enclosure. Instead of a 2-car garage, he's probably going to have about a 6-car garage. Well, maybe only 5. We have a great, fabulous work team here that actually is on site now and have done some preliminary work. We will be expanding Ted Bear's pen tomorrow, hopefully starting around 9 o'clock. We anticipate that to be a full day's work, possibly a day and a half. We will be taking all our visitors behind the scenes tomorrow so that work can be completed. For those of you that are out there, you are well aware that when we do have work going on inside the enclosure, the bears must be put in their smaller enclosures for the safety of the bears as well as the humans. We will not have a broadcast at 11, 1, and 4 tomorrow, and I will inform the moderators of the status of our work, as well as more than likely supply some pictures on Bear Chat Picture Place Facebook page. I will remind the moderators tomorrow morning that we will not have broadcasts, but we will be busy here at the Bear Center. Many of us will be taking people behind the scenes, and some other volunteers under the direction of our maintenance fella Glenn will be expanding Ted Bear's pen, and that will be a great task, and there'll be pictures on Bear Chat Picture Place upon completion, as well as maybe in progress. I'm certainly sorry for this inconvenience, but again, our goal is to have the bears' best interests at heart, and we have made a commitment to expand Ted's pen this summer as soon as possible and as soon as we have the help. Thank you very much, and wherever your travels take you over this lovely day here at the Ely area, please drive or be safe. Thank you.